Yo, what up, guys? This is the voice of Mr. Solution, and it's a Monday morning here from my time check. It's exactly 1 minute before the hour of 10 o'clock. And right here, we want to look at BTC. The previous video we did, we analyzed BTC to look at what it was going to do. And some days have passed, so we decided to do this as a follow-up to the previous one we did. And please know that whatever you'll be learning here is not in any way intended to serve as any form of financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not pride myself as one. I do not have any qualification to serve as a financial advisor. So please take whatever you'll be learning here with a pinch of salt. Remember that market is always in a state of flux. Market is always moving. So you need to have a ductile mind. You need to have an open mind. You don't have a rigid mind. A rigid mindset is a mindset that will never allow you to see things from the other angle. But a ductile mind will always allow you to see things from the other person's perspective. Market is nothing other than an interplay of human emotions. That you are happy today doesn't mean you won't be sad tomorrow. And that you are sad right now, something could happen in the next minute and then you are happy. So please remember this, have this mindset so that you can always flow with whatever the market presents to you. All right. Please, if you love my channel, you love my content, I encourage you to kindly hit the subscribe button. And also, if you're looking for a community of traders, a community of cryptocurrency traders where you can join to get insight about the markets, I invite you to my Telegram channel. The link will be at the description section, okay? And then you want to belong to a group where we normally do podcasts, share insights about not just cryptocurrency trading, but everything about life, hustle, and the rest. I also invite you to our Telegram group. The link will also be left at the description section. All right, so let's go ahead, and right here we have the 15 minutes chart. We have the 15 minutes chart. This is a follow-up to the previous video we did. And then we had this channel. We said that if this thing should break out of the channel as at then, that we were expecting the next support to be around 47K. And actually that was what happened. We saw the price moving out of the channel. We saw it breaking out of the channel, and then it got to this 47K, which was the support we gave that day. Yeah. And so from there, it came back again. We saw a couple of retested the support a period of time, showing us that this 47K was actually a very strong support for BTC. Okay, because if it wasn't, it would have broken below it. But then this showed tenacity. This very support showed tenacity that it was a very strong support for BTC. And we saw a couple of interplays, and even when it got to this very place, was rejected, came down again, tested it, went up. We did as if it wanted to break it, but it didn't. This was a fake out. And then all of a sudden, all along we've been seeing BTC ranging, okay, like this. So it got to form another channel. Let's look at the channel it formed. This is 15 minutes chart. Okay, it's 15-minute time frame. It got to form another channel. So let's collectively look at the channel it formed. It formed something like this. Okay, yeah, it formed. Let me change the color so that it will be clearer to us. Okay, it got to form this. The next one. Okay, it got to form this channel. That was after it retested the 47K, got rejected, and then started flowing within this channel. Okay, and then just somewhere around here, we got a breakout. But I want us to remember something. You know what I told us the other time, that I'm not flipping bullish until BTC retest this 53K, and then whatever it does here will now tell me if truly the bulls are in charge or if the bears are still wanking. But then I observed something here. And what did I observe? This very line, this very yellow line here. Let me change the color so that it can be more visible. This, okay, this white line here, this very line here. Okay, I think I should bolden it more. Let me make it bolder. This line here. Okay, this line here was supposed to serve as a resistance. It was supposed to serve as a resistance. And then you see that immediately it kept on serving as a resistance up onto this very point where it came and then flipped above it, went and retested this upper sloping resistance, then came down again, broke through the resistance, and now it's here. So currently it's serving as a resistance. But then I want you to observe something here. I want you to observe what happened immediately it got here. You see that this place was actually serving as another, it still served as another form of resistance. So immediately it got to this very place, this very resistance, it flipped and then started going down. So that's to tell us that the resistance that BTC is facing is a very strong one. So it needs a higher momentum before it can crush it. Like I said, I'm not flipping bullish. I can only flip bullish when, let's say, it keeps on moving and eventually gets back into this channel. Whatever it does within this, between this channel and then this current resistance that we are having here, whatever it does within that zone will really tell me if truly the bulls are in charge or the bears are still doing something. Remember what I told us about posture and balancing, right? Just like a normal human being, when you're standing on one leg, we discover that you'll not be well balanced. There are some things you cannot do. That is what BTC, that is what's happening to BTC right now. This is the leg. This is just one of the leg. Like I said, it needs another leg so that it can be well balanced. So I'm thinking that maybe we could, remember, I am saying maybe because nothing is cast in stone. And like I said in my opening statement, that you need to have a very fluid mind. You need to have a ductile mind so that you can be amenable to anything that the market presents to you. You can always change your bias at any point in time. So I'm thinking that maybe we could keep getting this, and probably if it gets here, we might get a heavy rejection. And maybe it's that heavy rejection that could launch us back into this 44K and probably the 42K region. But like I said, I just want to see things for what they are and not what I think they should be. I want to open my mind because anything can always happen. Nobody knows the market. That's why we are all constant students. Anything can happen, things can change, but then I am using previous occurrence, I'm using previous observation to talk about this very moment, this very point that this very point where BTC is, because all the time, whenever we have this kind of rejection, whenever we have this kind of week, it might take time, it could take days, it could take hours, but most of the time we always have a retest. We always have a retest that should, to an extent, balance the posture. So I'm thinking that we are not really ready to fly until something happens, until maybe until maybe have maybe a fall to worst case scenario 44K. Even if we don't get to 42K, but we need to retest this 44K, because to an extent this will give BTC the more balance in it before it can continue to go up. So I'm saying that we still need to come down a little bit from here. We still need to come down a little bit, but this is actually my opinion, okay? And then, like I said, the market, we always do its thing. But right now, I am still 80% bearish, even though there could be some longing opportunities, there should be some long opportunities coming up. But right now, I am still 80% bearish. I'm still 80% bearish until some conditions are met. That's the only time I can flip bullish. So right now, I'm still looking for shorting opportunities. I'm not really pretty much interested in longing. Rather, I'm looking for opportunities to short. I shorted BTC when it was around 48.8. I haven't closed it. Rather, what I did was I opened another short position when it got to 53. Yeah, 50,350. That was last night. It got to that point. I shorted I opened another short position. So right now I'm even. Okay, so it just gave me an average of my entry, and by calculation I'm still in profit. So that's why these things are what you get to know when you understand proper risk management and position sizing, because it may not always go the way you anticipate. So that's why you need to properly size your position very well, so that if you see another opportunity, you can always enter. I entered, the first entrance was 58.860 or thereabout. Then I got another opportunity to short it at 53.50. So right now I am actually in profit. Yeah, I'm actually in profit, but I'm still bearish. And probably if you don't start getting that breakdown from here and we get another upward move, I might decide to open another short position. But it depends on what the market is presenting to me. It depends on what I'm seeing in the market. But this is my personal trading method. I am not telling anybody to adopt it. Okay, this is just my strategy and it's been working for me. So I'm sticking to it. Instead of opening all the position at one point, I could decide to do it 25%, divide it into 4. So I'll be looking for 4 points to open my positions. That's the way I do it. So that averagely I could have I could have something, when if it start going in my favor, I would have something. So that's for the 15 minutes chart anyway. Then let's go to 1 hour. Let's see what the 1 hour is presenting to us. For the 1 hour chart, it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. The bears are still dominating. The bears are still dominating, and we saw this flipping out of this channel just as it happened there. This is the bigger channel. Okay, broke down, came up again, started forming, going up an ascending channel and all that, then broke down again, and here we are. That's for the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, to all intents and measures, is still bearish. It's still bearish. So from 1 hour, let's go to 3 hours. Let's see what the 3 hours is showing us. For the 3 hour chart, we have this. Let me expand this chart clearer. Okay, for the 3 hours, we have something like this. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing, right? It's still the same thing that you can see for the 1 hour charts. You can see this red candle forming. Okay, I think it needs to form so that it can make up for this very rejection, because we had a rejection here. It opened, went below this, but unfortunately it closed lower than it opened. So that's why we have this red candle. So I'm thinking that the bears are still in charge, so they need to push the market down to probably to this very point where it dropped to, and this is where it was supposed to drop before eventually went and closed somewhere around this 49 or thereabout. So the bears are currently in control in the 3 hours chart, so probably just want to push the price down to maybe 48.3 or thereabout, 48,300. I don't know, it could go lower than that. Remember, everything about analysis is just a game of probability. Okay, so you need to be very, very open-minded, so that whenever the buyer switches, you can switch alongside with it. Okay, so for the 15 minutes, for the 3 hours chart, from there we move on to the 4 hours. That's the higher time frame. We move to the 4 hours chart to see what the 4 hours is presenting to us. Okay, you can see this. It's still the same thing. Look at this drop we had here, and then it's still forming, just to tell us that the bears are still in control. The bears are still in control. But please, this is not serving as any form of financial advice. I'm not telling anybody to short. What I'm sharing is just my personal opinion, because right now, like I said, I am still very much optimistic that we could still get 44, and worst case scenario, we could even get 42K right now. But markets can decide to do its thing. I'm equally prepared if push comes to shove. I'm prepared if we flip bullish and then the bull start dominating. I'm equally prepared, and I know what I can do what I will do at any point in time. So, but right now, like I said, I am still bearish. I'm still bearish until some conditions are met. From the 4 hour, we go to the 1 day. That's the last time frame we look at. That's the last time frame we'll have to consider. Maybe not the last one we'll have to look at, because we need to look at equally the bigger time frames as well. Okay, so this is it. This rejection is what I'm talking about. This rejection is not really healthy. I think this thing needs to come down again and balance it very well. It needs to balance it so that if we are now moving again, if you are going to have any significant move, it will be more like, it will be more meaningful to us, so to say. Okay, so this rejection, I don't really think it's healthy. So that's why the price action has been very, very shitty here. The price action has been very shitty because this rejection, probably it wasn't supposed to come. It wasn't supposed to come. So this thing needs to drop down and maybe come to this very 44, or like I said, 42, worst case scenario. So that's for the daily time frame. From the daily, okay, let's look at the last one. That's the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is really terribly bad. I can say that. The weekly time frame is terribly bad. It is very, very bad, so to say. You can see that we've been having a lot of drops. 1, 2, 3. For the past 3 weeks, we've been having a series of drops, and then we had this one for this very week. It was green, but the green is not really that okay, because one of the analysis I gave in analyzing candlestick and all that, I told us something about the size of the body relative to the previous. So when you compare these two bodies, you discover something. So weekly is not really looking that healthy. From the weekly chart, we should maybe get back to 40. Okay, we could probably from the weekly, we are seeing that there's a likelihood of us testing. We could probably test 40, From the weekly chart, we are seeing that we have a tendency of coming down to test 44,000 from the weekly chart. Yes, 44,000. We could even descend to as low as 42. That's for the weekly chart. So these are the reasons why I said I am not really overtly bullish when it comes to Bitcoin move and all that. But please, like I said, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not in any way intended to direct you or to tell you what to do. This is just my personal opinion, and personal opinions are things that I trade with. Okay, I'm not advising anybody to follow it, because nothing is cast in stone. The market is a very volatile one, and anything can happen at any point in time. So guys, trade with caution, be open-minded, like I said, be ductile, allow the market to tell you what to do. Don't tell the market what to do. Nobody dictates for the market, but rather allow the market to dictate for you, so that you will stay profitable. All right, till I come your way again, I remain your man, Mr. X to the O to the L to the U to the Sean, Mr. Solution.